Good morning to everyone who is in US. नमस्ते जो इंडिया में बैठे हैं और good evening to them. आज हम हैं यहाँ पर डॉक्टर स्वाति रावल के साथ जो कि एक होम्योपैथिक डॉक्टर हैं और आज वो हमें मेंटल हेल्थ और होम्योपैथी के बारे में बताएंगे और आज हम हैं यहाँ पर वर्चुअल केयर विद द के साथ और हम लोग प्रेजेंट करते हैं ग्रुप एंड इंडिविजुअल क्लासेस जो कि फोकस्ड होती हैं to help you grow, to help you. Okay. So, और ये सारी की सारी classes are created and presented by clinicians. So, Dr. Swati Raval, I'm going to give the stage to you. And
Namaste. Good morning and good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Swati Raval, practitioner, homeopathic practitioner, practicing since 15 years. I welcome you all to the another session or virtual care about dealing mental health with homeopathy. Let me start my PowerPoint presentation. Today's topic is dealing mental health in COVID with homeopathy. Nowadays, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a major effect on our lives. Many of us are facing challenges that are stressful and causing strong emotions in adults and children. Public health actions such as social distancing are necessary to reduce the spread of COVID-19, but they make us feel isolated, lonely, and thus increase our stress and anxiety. Work from home, temporary unemployment, homeschooling of children, lack of physical contact with other family members, friends and colleagues, it's important that we look after our mental as well as our physical health. Everyone is living in fear for some or the other reason. Fear of deadly COVID-19 virus and its unknown consequences has reached the proportions of panic in large sections of society. Fear is a negative force which weakens the mind, blocks the strong positive energy which flows from the higher levels inside us and disturbs our immune system. Now let us talk about why is mental health important. As we all know, as you think, so you experience. As you think, so shall you be. Mind controls the body. Our mind and bodies are profoundly interrelated. Our thoughts, our feelings, beliefs, and attitudes can positively or negatively affect our biological functioning of the body. In other words, our mind can affect how healthy our body are. On the other hand, whatever we do with our physical body, like what we eat, how much we exercise, even our posture can impact our mental state again, positively or negatively. This results in complex interrelationship between our mind and body. This states that our mind and body are one as they are interconnected. So in the given flow chart, we can see the disturbed thoughts, disturbed feelings leads to the effects, it affects the faculties of brain. And that leads to the altered secretion of hormones, which in turn leads to altered signs and symptoms, or we term it as a disease. Now, what are the signs and symptoms during disturbed mental health? So we can see there are feelings of fear, anger, stress, worry, and we find changes in the appetite, energy levels, desires, and interests. Then the patient has difficulty in concentrating and decision making is also hampered. Then there is difficulty in sleeping, disturbed sleep will be there and must be having nightmares also. Then the physical reactions on the physical plane, we see headache, body pain or stomach problems. Then next is worsening of chronic health problems like is someone is hypertensive or diabetic. So we see fluctuating blood pressures and sugar levels. Now, what are the homeopathic remedies that can be helpful in treatment or managing these symptoms? So the first medicine is Aconitum Nepilis, also called as Aconite. It's a wonderful medicine. In this, the patient has symptoms. The fear of death is very marked. Fright is the most characteristic manifestation of this medicine. Lot of anxiety is there, anguish of both mind and body, and the patient presents with physical and the mental restlessness. The patient is very restless, he can't sit at one place. Now the second medicine is arsenic album. Again, it has great anguish, restlessness, fear of death is there, fear of being left alone. The patient is very much debilitated. He has weakness, he has exhaustion, and the patient is very much irritable. Now the third medicine is Ignatia amara, a very good medicine. The ailments in this remedy comes from grief. The complaints come after when there is a grief, there is some shock, there is death of some loved one. So the complaints coming after this is covered by Ignatia, and the patient is very sad, morose, very tearful. Then patient is not at all communicative. So Ignatia 200 helps a lot in such conditions. Now fourth medicine is Natrum muraticum, also called as Natrum mur in short form. It is chronic of Ignatia amara. Then here the complaints come after the ill effects of grief, fright, anger, where the anger is very much suppressed. Patient is very irritable and awkward and aggravated from consolation. The patient doesn't want somebody to console him or her. Next remedy is Kali phosphoricum 6x. So here the complaints, ailments come from excitement, overwork, worry, brain fag. One of the greatest nerve remedies. Kali phos 6x soothe our irritated nerves and create calmness. Now next medicine is Passiflora tincture. It's a very good medicine for insomnia, wonderful remedy. It has a quietening effect on the nervous system, produces normal sleep, insomnia of aged, mentally worried, and overworked individuals. Then we have Avena sativa tincture. It is the best tonic for mental as well as physical debility. The patient is mentally very much exhausted, and physically also the patient is very much exhausted, and it is usually after some chronic disease, some chronic fevers or exhaustive diseases. So to gain mental as well as physical strength, this remedy is very useful after prolonged illness. Then we have alpha syrup. It is to tone up the appetite and digestion, which results greatly in improved mental and physical vigor. It will help you to increase, it will help the patient to increase his physical vigor also and mental vigor, alpha syrup. Now next is Staphylococcus aureus. Here the complaints come after coming from overworking. Nowadays people overwork at home, they have a lot of work to do, maids are not coming. So after overworking, and there is lot of suppressed anger. So the complaints coming after such emotions are covered under Staphylococcus aureus. Now last is picric acid. So picric acid, there is lot of debility. The patient is very much exhausted because of the disinclination to work, because of the brain fag, overworking. There is lot of brain fag. There is lot of nervous exhaustion. So picric acid covers such kind of symptoms. Now, what are the practical ways and measures then one can take for the mental stability, to increase mental stability? So the first is acceptance. Very important point. It's natural to feel stress, anxiety, worry during COVID-19 pandemic. Accepting the situation, the change, and not resisting it brings calm. We feel at ease, we feel at peace, and we mold our lives accordingly. So it's a big mantra during this time, that is acceptance. Now second, take breaks from too much watching, reading, or listening to news stories related to COVID, including those on social media. Cut the sources which puts negative effect on our mind, because कहते हैं ना संग का रंग बहुत जल्दी चढ़ता है. तो जैसा हम सारा दिन सोशल मीडिया पे हम जिस चीज को सारा दिन देखते हैं, तो इट मतलब हमारे इंटेलेक्ट पे, हमारे माइंड पे इट पुट्स अ डीप इम्पैक्ट ऑन इट. So avoid watching too much social media. Now third is be constructively busy. Do something creative. You can read a book. Well, we all have some or the other passion, hobby, which we wanted to pursue. But due to constraint of time, in our, like when the times were easy, we were not that free. So this is the time nowadays we can connect online and learn and pursue our passions. Now, next is connect to your loved ones through video calls, talk therapy, talk to a friend, family member, or counselor about what you are experiencing. Next is spend time with your loved ones. Play board games, Ludo, snakes and ladders, chess with your family members. This will help to change our stressed mind. Now, sixth is take care of yourself. Do exercise. Do deep breathing exercises, as virtual care is taking care, that we should do deep breathing exercises. Slow and deep breathing oxygenates our mind, body and mind, which results in proper supply of oxygen to the mind, which calms down our nervous system and also slows down the heart rate, which finally reduces feeling of anxiety and stress. So it's rightly said, when you own your breath, nobody can steal your peace. Breathing is the most vital component of life. But it's strange that our mind is so full of things that we often forget to have a mindful breath. So next practical ways and measures is to improve our mental health. As wisely said, jaisa khai an, vaisa ho man. So to maintain, to improve our mental health, all seeds are treasure trove of healthy minerals, vitamin B, folic acid, zinc, iron, vitamin E, and healthy proteins. So having a handful of almonds, walnuts, peanuts, chilgoza, hazelnuts ensure an active and smart brain. Then fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and green tea without milk and sugar are wonderful antioxidant providers. Lentils like sprouted dals, rajma, safed chana, sprouted kala chana, soy milk, egg, lean fish should be included in the daily diet. Starving and gluttony both makes the brain dull. The brain uses glucose as fuel. Good carbs include fruits, raisins, dates, apricots, figs, whole grains like dalia, barley, whole corn, and millets. So next is meditate. Spiritual discourses, meditation, and focusing on your breath absolutely relaxes, calms, and rejuvenates the brain cells, getting rid of all the negativity caused by excess of the thought parade. And then faith and devotion in God. Wonderful. It's a wonderful thing that faith and devotion in God activates the higher centers of our being to release positive energy, which in turn boosts our immune system to keep us healthy. Devotion here doesn't mean to keep mean long prayer meetings or meditation sessions. It means simply to the will of God. Believe in God, He knows what is best for us. Now next, spend time with nature. Be with plants, take care of your plants, sit with them. Studies show that people who spend time cultivating plants have less stress in their lives. Plants soothe us and provide a positive way for us to channel our stress into nurturing. Now, there are 4 happiness chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So how to hack them? कैसे हम डेली एक्टिविटीज से उनको लिंक कर सकते हैं? सो डोपामीन ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द रिवॉर्ड और द मोटिवेशनल केमिकल. So it is released into the blood when we finish a task. जैसे we usually we procrastinate कि अभी नहीं कर लेंगे, जैसे अब हम लॉकडाउन है तो we'll do it, कर लेंगे. तो उससे the negative hormones are released into the blood. But when we say I have to do this now, only I will do it. So when we finish a task, so these happiness chemicals are released into the blood and we feel happy, celebrating small wins. Then we do self-care activities, we take care of ourselves, we do deep breathing exercises, then we do exercise, then we listen to some good music, and we follow an attitude of gratitude. Then the dopamine is released into the blood and we feel happy. Now next happy hormone is oxytocin, also called the love and the contentment hormone. Now, when we have healthy relationships, the oxytocin, इसका level जो हमारे blood में है, it increases. When we hug our loved ones, when we play with the dog, when we help others in their when they need us, when we hold hands, when we help others. So helping nowadays also we can help others. हम सोचते हैं we can't go out, how can we help? By sending good vibrations, जैसे सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिना, you can chant 2 to 3 times in a day. So you are sending pure vibrations all over the universe. Then next hormone chemical, happiness chemical is serotonin, also called the mood stabilizer. Now what activates is meditation, yoga, then deep breathing exercises, then running, then sun exposure, or having an oatmeal or consuming bananas. Serotonin is released in our blood. Then we have endorphins, again happiness chemical, also called the painkiller. So when we laugh or when we dance, so endorphins are released into the blood, or when we eat a dark chocolate, when we meditate, or when we use this vanilla or lavender essential oil, some people use, so the endorphins are released into the blood. So these 4 are the main happiness chemicals, and through these small things we can include in our daily routine, and we'll be happy. Mentally we'll be more strong and happy. Now, just before I finish my session, there is a small video on how to stay calm during these learning times. I must say these are learning times because we are learning. These are difficult times, but also we are learning. So let us start with the video.
One day Buddha was...
The voice is coming?
Yes.
One day Buddha was walking from one town to another with a few of his followers. This was in the initial days. While they were traveling, they happened to pass a lake. They stopped there, and Buddha told one of his disciples, "I am thirsty. Please get me some water from that lake over there." The disciple walked up to the lake. When he reached it, he noticed that some people were washing clothes in the water, and right at that moment, a bull cart started crossing the lake right at the edge of it. As a result, the water became very muddy, very turbid. The disciple thought, "How can I give this muddy water to Buddha to drink?" So he came back and told the Buddha, "The water in there is very muddy. I don't think it is fit to drink." "So," the Buddha said, "let us take a little rest here by the tree." After about half an hour, again, Buddha asked the same disciple to go back to the lake and get him some water to drink. The disciple obediently went back to the lake. This time he found that the lake had absolutely clear water in it. The mud had settled down and the water above it looked fit to be had. So he collected some water in a pot and brought it to the Buddha. The Buddha looked at the water and then He looked up at the disciple and said, "See, you let the water be, and the mud settled down on its own. You got clear water. It didn't require any effort." And the moral of the story is, you see, in life, your mind is also like that. When it is disturbed, just let it be. Give it a little time. It will settle down on its own. You don't have to put any effort in to calm it down. We can judge and take best decisions of our life when we stay calm.
Thank you for joining. So hope you liked the session.
Thank you everyone who joined करने के लिए आज, and thank you Dr. Rawal for giving us such a good talk. And tomorrow we'll
My
be back.
pleasure.
And tomorrow we will be back. हम कल वापस 7:30 बजे India time शाम के we'll be back with our therapeutic breathing exercises. See you all tomorrow.